everyone. Today I've got an extra special art haul for us. It's a little collaboration that I did with Masha's Watercolors, and you know how much I love Masha's Watercolors, so I can't wait to show you what we came up with. So let's check it out. So I opened our box and just pulled the little boxes out to see what we have in here, and super excited to do a little collaboration with Masha's Watercolors and get, check it out. Let's go ahead and set that to the side. Oh, look how pretty this tissue paper is. Oh, look at this. It's a Denise Love 20-piece quarter-pound set for Masha's Watercolors, and these are the 20 colors that I picked out as my favorites from all her colors. And what I really love about this is it comes in this beautiful tin, and then you've got your pans inside of a fun little container here. So these could be replaced if you needed to pull that out and replace the color. You could do that. And I have picked out Sand, Tiger's Eye, Flame, Peach, Dragon's Blood, Ultramarine Purple, Shadow Purple, Dark Planet, Shadow Blue, Deep Sea Green, Ocean Wave, Forest Green, Hosta Green, Shadow Dark Green, Shadow Green Light, Serpent Green, Tree Bark, Blue Iron, Granite, and Night Shadow. So these are the colors that I asked for in a little custom set. So I thought we would go ahead and do a little swatch of these and then make something super fun. But that's not all that we have here. She also sent some other goodies, so let's just see what they are, and I'll link this below the video. Look how pretty that is. It's a brush holder. I absolutely love her little brush holders. You can set those on your table, and then you can keep your brushes up off the table as you're working. Lovely. Look how lovely that is. Oh, okay, let's see. There's another box here. Let's see what it is. Oh, look, let's see. Oh, whoa. Look at this palette. She does the most gorgeous palettes. Let me grab the other one that I have of hers. And you know, I kind of collect palettes. I've got a variety of lovely, yummy palettes, and every time I see something super interesting, look at this one too. I mean, they're the most lovely creative palettes out there, and this one is just crazy beautiful with that yummy iridescent edge to it that kind of goes with the pretty leaf here on this. It's like a flower, a rose with a leaf. How creative are these people? Super creative. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm in love with these. So I did think I'm gonna go ahead real quick with this and swatch these out, and then we will maybe play and make something fun. You know, these are like my very favorite watercolors, and I got lots of watercolors, so that's saying a lot. But you know, I did this whole book a while back. This is when I was kind of testing stuff out and figuring out which my favorite colors, and then you know, there's a whole video on me talking about making little backgrounds here in a book like this. And these were all Masha's watercolors that I did this book, and I made all the backgrounds. I just painted tons of stuff so that then I could just carry this around at any given time, and I could, you know, add marks and finishing things later. So this has pen marks and pencil marks and oil pastels and some gold, and it's all things that I could maybe just throw in a bag along with this little book, and then I could just play and I was playing some more with some colors, looking at the way they granulate and separate out. Look at this color right here. Pretty, pretty. And I just kind of work this when I want a little bit of creativity, but I don't want to put, you know, too much time and effort in sitting here for hours. So one evening I just painted lots of these lovely little backgrounds as I was watching TV. And now I can go back and play and mark make anytime I want. And I don't have to get everything out. And I could just get a few fun mark making things and finish out some of these pieces. So I skip around in this book as far as the mark making goes, but I was also kind of testing out all the colors and trying to decide like what's my favorite. Look at these right here. And this really helped me narrow down which ones do I love the most. And so I'm going to swatch these out and kind of show you some of my favorites that I picked. It could be these right here. Actually, I think at the end I was like, these are my favorites. But real quick, what I love about these is they're crazy, crazy pigmented. This is just my number 8 Aqua Elite round brush. And I'm just going to kind of go in order and just take a look at what colors are my favorite. Because we did this little collaboration around the holidays, going into the new year, so it's been a little while since I've seen them. Well, I mean, I've got the ones that I have, because, you know, my very favorite sets of watercolors are hers. And I've got this 36-piece sampler set that I was crazy in love with and use all the time. And so this is kind of where some of those picks came from. I also have another little lovely set of hers, the one of the essential palettes here in a little round one. And for everything that I do, like the projects that we do here on this channel and Skillshare classes, you know, that's going to last me a long time. But I love that there's now a set of the ones that I've picked out that's my favorite that I can share with you guys. And these are super limited. When I did that video with the 36-piece sampler set, people still come up and say, wow, I want that set. And it just kind of depends on when you go looking as to if you're going to see the same collections or not. So if this looks interesting to you, definitely grab it while they're available, because these are very limited. They're just a couple that she made as a fun little thing to do here with me. So I was just going back adding extra color now that those have really had time to activate. What we could do is just have a little play with this set. I've let this completely dry, and I like that there are some light and dark because I layered it on top of the watercolor that was drying, and I love the granulation that her watercolors do. That's why I love these colors so much. I like watercolors that do tricks, and these are the trickiest watercolors out there. But look at the colors that kind of separate out of here. And what I really love about this set is there is a sheet that says what pigments are in these watercolors. So usually granulating watercolors wouldn't normally be a single pigment unless that pigment was a granulating pigment, but normally there are multiple pigments in a watercolor, and what makes them granulate is generally like the size and weight of each pigment and how it rises and falls as it dries. You know, when it's drying, and how it separates out and repels itself from the other pigments in those watercolors. And she has just got a gift for picking the ones that make the most beautiful granulating, separating out kind of watercolors. So in the book, and I'll link the video below of this book that we were doing all these lovely pieces in. I did have somebody say under that video, can you do a set where you're painting it in that book, because they're not getting the same look that I'm getting. And I'll be honest, if you're not using the exact same watercolor paper and the exact same book, I'm pretty sure this is a Hahnemuhle watercolor sketchbook. It's this one here. It's 200 GSM, which I think is a pretty good weight for a sketchbook. It's got 30 sheets, which is 60 pages. It's an A6 size, which is what, like 3 by 5. It's a small one. 4 by 6, so about 4 by 6 is the size in inches. And that's just the Hahnemuhle watercolor sketchbook. So unless you're using like the exact same paper and the exact same brush and the exact same watercolor, you're going to get the exact same look. Maybe not, but that's the fun of painting and doing art and playing and just experimenting, is seeing what you can get with your different materials and tools. So I'm using my Raphael No. 0 soft aqua brush, and I'm just going to pick some colors, and we'll make just a random lovely abstract organic watercolor here. So I think I'm going to use Flame, so you can just kind of see the colors there, and maybe add a little more water and just kind of, you know, let them do their thing. What other color do I love? I love them all. Let's use this Night Shadow. It's super cool. And I'm just going to come in and lay them beside each other and let them blend and run and do the things that they're going to do. Let's see, what else do I like? I really like, let's try this peach. Throw some color in there and be kind of exciting. Oh, these colors are just so pretty. I can't even tell you how excited I was when the box came, and I'm like, I gotta have a moment before I can even open it, because I've gotta wait for a day that I can actually hang out and film and paint and have some fun. So I did have to hang on to this for 2 days before I could come up to my art room and do some painting. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so let's do another one over here. And you can see it's nothing special. I am just getting creative and just moving color around and maybe adding some extra water and just being, you know, not really thinking about it too hard, but just, you know, what can I create is kind of the thought that I have to go there. So I'm not getting too hung up on it's doing this or it's not doing that or what have you. And then I'm giving it the time that it needs to dry and kind of mix and do its thing. Ooh, you know, I kind of want, go with me here, I kind of want a tiny bit of this Flame, just throwing it in there and letting it kind of be like some extra exciting color there. Oh yeah, okay, so I love that. And that's basically how I created all these pages. Some of them I went 2 pages, some of them I just did the 1, and then I would go watch TV and let that just dry and do its thing. I did not hit it with a hairdryer, because with watercolors that do tricks, you need to give them enough time to do that trick. You need to let it sit and just kind of go away and, you know, watch some TV and then go back in, you know, 15 minutes and paint the next set. And that's what I did. I spent one whole evening, just going to see if I can weight this side down. I just spent one whole evening watching TV, had these on the dining table, and then I'd come back 15 minutes later and then I would flip the page and paint the next set. Look at this one's doing over here. Like, look at this right there. That is super cool. Like, the way it's separating, and you can see where the green decided to make lines around the orange. That's super cool. And I could come back in as it's going and redistribute some of the buildup. That's kind of fun. We could tip this pad and let it build up and dry a little before it settles back in the end. So just fun to play and scoot the watercolor around and see what you can get it to do. All right, so I'm going to let these dry and then we'll come back and do a little mark making. All right, this is 99% dry. I've got a tiny bit over here that's still kind of doing its thing, and I'm going to keep on letting it do its thing. Oh, but look at what this watercolor does. It's like the most beautiful watercolor out of all the different yummy ones that I've got. They're my very favorite. And I thought what I might do is just kind of make and finish these off while we're here playing, and then I thought I would do a bigger piece of something on this paper below. But I'm just going to pull out some of these mungios and just do some lovely mark making on top of the watercolor, because, you know, I don't do traditional painting with my stuff. I like to do mixed media, abstract, yummy stuff, mark making. I like things to be just a little more exciting. I say exciting, but I like there to be more going on. Look at that. This is a cool color. Let's just put a little of this over here. But this is how I like to play a lot of times with the watercolors. And then I might take a pencil. This is just a Caran d'Ache 4H. No, I don't want a 4H. I want something that'll give me some marks. Here we go, Stabilo Marksol. That's gonna give me some marks. So then I could kind of come back in here and just decide, like, what marks do I need? And you can see how if you'll do like a whole bunch of these in like a little watercolor book like this, how much fun you can come back to later and just start mark making and adding interest. Okay, I like that. I'm kind of feeling like maybe some Posca. Everybody could use some yummy little white dots. Oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness, totally made me excited to get out my watercolors out and play. All right, we're just gonna pick some of these. I'm gonna come back over here with some of this mungyo. Oh, see how beautifully the yummy oil pastel plays with the watercolor. I like the difference in the opacity. I like the difference in the texture. I like how you can just come back and emphasize certain colors in the underneath transparent layers. And if I'm using oil pastel or soft pastel on my pieces, I will hit these with a pastel fixative, and I use the Sennelier oil pastel fixative with the oil pastels, the soft pastel fixative if it's the soft powder pastels. And if I'm using both, I might do each one in between different layers. You just kind of gotta judge for yourself. Look at this color. Let's do this. What you think is right, but I probably, even if I were doing soft and oil, I'd probably hit it with the oil pastel, but that's just my own two thoughts. That's not like something official. And then, you know, this probably goes without saying, but anytime that you're layering stuff, like I layer stuff, oil pastel should be like your last layer, like whatever's gonna go on top, because you can't really layer things on top of this. Just in case that needed to be said. I thought I'd go ahead and mention it. Ooh, what about some gold? Always love some gold. This is my gold Zig acrylic liner. Came in my sketch box. It's my favorite. It's the same as the gold mica ink I love so much, that I use with my dip pen, but it's so much more convenient in a little thing like this. But I think we're gonna do some dots in the gold. And we could do some lines, and we could do all kinds of stuff. Like I could come over here and emphasize what pattern this watercolor is creating, which is almost like a starburst off of this yummy edge. Look how cool that is. So now we've got that little bit of shine coming off of there, just kind of little details that get exciting as you get closer to a piece and look at it. That's what I'm going for. And the fact that, you know, we start off with something like a cool granulating watercolor like these are what really add to the interest. That's what I like the best, is how we layer and do stuff like that. Look at these. Oh, super fun. Super fun. I love the layers. I love the transparency differences and the solid differences with the mungios. I like a little bit of shine. Oh, such lovely little abstracts. So let's put that to the side and let's paint a little bit bigger something. Kind of feeling like those bigger, kind of a little bit bigger, but organic. So let's just do it. Okay, I'm kind of loving the night shadow. Let's see, let's do some ones that we haven't done already, just to kind of give it a play. So I really love this one right here, this blue iron. I might have used it, I don't remember. But let's go ahead and let it do some fun stuff. And then, let's see. It's got some yummy pink in it, so what if we come back with this dragon's blood, which we did not put out there in the other piece, but we could kind of add that out here. Don't know if that's the exact, let's see, let's go ultramarine purple. Oh, that's kind of what I wanted right there. Wow. Might throw some water in here and thin some of this out a little and really watch it do its thing. Let's see, what else do we got? What else do I want to do here? This would be the perfect time to pull a color cube. Let's go in here with one of these. Oh, I like this one here. Let's try forest green. If you're getting stuck on colors and you're like, I don't know which way to go, pull out a color cube with these. I do that a ton. I love the color cube palettes so that I can just kind of get closer out there with what I'm kind of thinking. Okay, let's go in here with some peach because I want that pop. Okay, let's do something else over here. Okay, I'm feeling orange. I know I used the orange, but I'm feeling the orange. And maybe this green. Wow. What green was that? That was the shadow dark green. But look at that. It's very southwestern in feel, kind of. Ooh, okay, I'm loving that. Holy moly. Alright, maybe a little bit of this sand. Let's throw some sand in here because I feel like we've gone this direction. We just might as well continue it. Okay, I'm loving this one. Let's go with that. Okay, I'm feeling that. Now we need to let these dry and do some mark making on top of them, so I'll be right back. Alright, these have dried, and I also just wanted to see what this was like. This is the Hahnemühle cold press watercolor paper that I already had down on my artboard here. Because it's my favorite cold press watercolor paper, but I've been obsessed with the Cotty paper again recently. And I thought, ooh, let's do one on there and just see what that would look like. So I just did the same thing, but picked up the flame and the peach and this purple, the ultramarine purple, which was these two and that one. I just wanted to see what those looked like, and look how pretty that is. So I thought we could just decorate these now that we've got them done, and you know, just lots of play and fun and just creating, and it's kind of how I enjoy making these random abstracts. And you know, I like doing stencil work and stuff too, but I've kind of resisted pulling the stencils out for these, but man, they'd be perfect with some stencil work. So just get like all your creative mixed media yummy stuff to layer on top of your watercolors. They're so much fun. Ooh, this is pretty color here. Pulls out that green there. Oh, look how pretty this is. Oh, look how pretty this is. These watercolors are just gorgeous. And you can use these on regular watercolor painting. You can do it like I like to do it, where it's the base of beautiful mixed media paintings. If you like the range of colors that I use in a lot of my work, then definitely pick up the special edition set, because these are super limited. But they do have, she does have like varieties on there. So whenever you go, it's just hit or miss to pick up whatever you might be looking for. When I started using that 36-piece sampler set, which are the little tiny pans, she sold out of those like in a few minutes because they are just like so beautiful. So if you're interested in a little set of my 20 favorite colors out of those sets, definitely head over there and grab those today. So I'm just going to cut this up, but we've still got one more to play in. But I just wanted to point out, this is so pretty. And then if you collect ceramic palettes, because she's a ceramic artist in addition to watercolor, definitely look at her palettes because they're stunning. Most creative, largest variety, and it seems like every time she goes to create palettes or list new palettes, they're all different than the last set that she had made. So I don't know what they do, if they do that on purpose or whatever, but man, they're so creative. Look at that, super pretty. All right, let's do some lines. And of course, being inspired by Gustav Klimt this year, inside these lines, I think I'm going to do one of the things that were in his paintings, which were little marks in between the lines. So, still being super inspired by that artist master study. I'll probably just go on being inspired by him all year because it's Klimt. I mean, what more can I say? All the patterns in his work are so gorgeous that I'm just still super inspired. Look at that. Oh, look at that. And you can see the shine and the light. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. Oh, pretty, pretty. Oh my gosh. So pretty. And I know that using pastels in your work may not be your thing, but man, I'm just obsessed with it this year. It's amazing, the details and the beautiful things that it kind of adds to our pieces that maybe we're not getting any other way. The extra pop of color, the burst of excitement that you get with the extra little yumminess in there. Oh! Ooh, I like this one. Oh, look how pretty that is. Lovely. Okay. Oh, look at all these pretty pieces. So, limited edition Denise Love favorite set here. And definitely check out the palettes. Look how beautiful that palette is. And I know I didn't use the palette here with this particular set of paintings because of the way we went direct to paper with our paint, but I love palettes and I collect them, and this one is maybe the prettiest one I've ever seen besides this yummy leaf one that I absolutely love that she makes. So definitely check out Masha's watercolor set site, and then you can, if you catch these Denise Love 20 favorites before they're sold out, that's an exciting set. And other than that, you can just kind of check out all the stuff that she carries and has available. And I really love having the names here to go along with my little sampler sheet. So hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. Definitely grab these before they're sold out, and I'll see you guys next time.